Po' Boys! We're back! We got a new car! Gavin literally straight up showed up to my doorstep and gave me a car. This is the car!
The bottom of my car.
Do you hear that, boy? That's your car! Yeah! Alright guys, so dang it, it's too bright in here. Alright guys, to start off this video, first off, press subscribe and press notifications if you want to see these builds in their progression, and if you want to support the channel, it helps a lot, and also buy merch because Poe's hoes. So first off, I want to give a really big thanks to Gavin, It's Just a 6. Y'all go ahead and follow his channel because you're going to see a video with this exact car and him actually giving it to me because he really did wake me up with a key and a title, and he said, this is your car. So, believe it or not, my truck doesn't run. The Drift Mustang needs a hydraulic throwout bearing. The other Mustang obviously doesn't run right now. It's getting rebuilt. So I don't have any actual reliable transportation. So Gavin literally just said, hey man, I'm gonna get you some reliable transportation. And he did. And I got a little beater car, so I can get around and scoot around town. So with the rest of this video, the car will be named Scoot. That is now the name of this new car. Enjoy the video. You know, like how it scoots around. It's front wheel drive, you know what I'm saying? It just scoots, scoots, scoot, scoot, and drags the rear end wherever it goes, you know what I'm saying? Scoot. This is the car. It is a 2005 Ford Focus.
Something, yeah.
It is a 5-speed manual. It's a Ford Focus ZX3. I couldn't think of the name of it. Dude, there is ice on this thing. It is so cold and it's raining, but I also just wanted to film this because this car is dope. It's heat on every single body panel.
It really is too.
Yeah, no, like there, here, here. Oh wait, no, this one doesn't have one.
Bro, it really looks like
Here,
Yeet
here,
before the rap job.
Someone really made their boyfriend or girlfriend mad. Let's get a view of the inside of this thing.
It's even the Yeet red.
I love.
By the way, it's not this cold out here, but it is this cold out here right now. No lie.
It's so cold, son. Let's look at the interior of this mug right here, dude. Oh my goodness. This right here, it shifts so well, and it's a front wheel drive car, so it's amazing. It's got manual locks, it's got manual windows, manual mirrors. Bluetooth radio though, it's held in by some cardboard. We can get that fixed though. But the seat's supposed to sit like this, but it's broken on that side, so like it sits like that. So you look at your passenger. The interior of this thing's not bad in the back. Like really the interior of this isn't bad, it just really needs to be cleaned out. Pop the hatch.
Yeah.
Alright. It doesn't even need to get trunk shocks, that's actually pretty cool. This is really just gonna be the new stunner. We're gonna get some footage of us hooning this thing a little bit later, but it is so cold right now, we are freezing. Oh my goodness, guys, look at this thing. Okay, so this is the next day, it's not raining, and it's way warmer than it was yesterday. It was like 30 degrees outside, but it felt like 20 degrees outside. This thing is really dank. It really is. It's got one real wheel, and then the rest are just like small wheels. That part of the seat's broken, so driving it isn't quite that fun right now. There's cardboard holding the radio in, but we're gonna make this radio work. It says it's Bluetooth, so we're gonna figure out how to make Bluetooth work. The whole entire car needs to be cleaned and bombed. It doesn't smell like cigarette smoke. That's really nice, but it just does smell. It's got the 5-speed fun box, which is obviously a great thing. But one thing y'all haven't seen from yesterday's footage is the hood. So let's see what's actually under the hood. So you can look in there, got the header. Everything under here looks really clean. That's an issue. The air box is split right there. I just need to unbolt that and bolt that back on. We're gonna slap some stuff on this thing. We're actually gonna go ahead and lower it, maybe put it on some wheels eventually, rebuild the front end, do a whole bunch of stuff. I'm gonna make this car reliable, and we're gonna take it autocrossing. Dude, I will admit, this is my favorite part of the whole car. That is Harbor Freight welder. Someone needed that to work. Let me pull this out. Someone said, I'm gonna make this work. So they just welded a piece of metal to a piece of metal to the thing, and now it connects. So now that that car is out of the way and we have a first view of it, we're gonna go ahead and work on Caleb's car. We're gonna put a transmission in his car. All right guys, so now we're at the shop and we are working on Caleb's car. So y'all saw basically what was wrong with it last video. So now you're gonna be able to tell we're finally putting it in.
Oh yeah.
Finally gonna get that transmission in there and Caleb's gonna have a car again. So first off, let's get started. Pull this clutch off because he has brand new clutch, flywheel, everything there. So we're gonna pull that off. Also, whenever you're doing this, get a pry bar, put it on your flywheel and put it backed up to solid hard on the car so that way this flywheel don't spin. I'll go ahead and break all these loose and then I can just take them out with the impact. All of them are broken loose. We can go ahead and pull the rest of these bolts off. All the bolts are loose and ready to get out. Last thing I have now is the bolt up top. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that while I'm holding the clutch because the clutch is gonna want to come off after I pull that off. And sometimes they'll fall on your feet and that's never a good thing.
I'm trying to fucking get that wheel.
Yeah, son, you needed a clutch.
Yeah.
That thing's been driven hard. Damn. Let's go ahead and check it out. Oh, you got all the hot spots on this thing. Yeah, it was time for a new clutch anyways.
Good.
You can see those are real down close to the rivets. Definitely tell there's a lot of wear and there's a whole lot of hot spots in here too.
Oh yeah.
These are gonna be T55 Torx. I don't know if I can get it with this ratchet that's small. I might have to get a longer one, but we'll try it first. Ah, there it is. This thing's heavy. That thing is heavy, son. Holy crap. Did you get a lightweight one?
I don't know.
Thing weighs like 45 pounds. Thing is clean. Don't need a rear main. Your rear main's good. Well, let's go ahead and slap a new thing in there. All right, so Caleb's new flywheel is right here, and this thing weighs so much less than the stock flywheel. All right, so we got that there. Gonna go ahead and get some brake cleaner and a rag, clean off that right there, and then we can slap it in the car. All right, now we're putting the new flywheel back on. The pilot bearing looks good, so we're not gonna have to pull that. At this moment, I didn't even know. The reason why is because that flywheel, actually I aligned wrong. You're gonna see later on in the video, but right now, if you're actually trying to follow along and you're trying to do a clutch on this, make sure you skip later on and watch this whole video before you end up doing the clutch, because you'll see where I went wrong. Make sure you hold pressure on it, but don't touch this surface that you just cleaned with brake cleaner because you don't want to get any grease or oil on it. Start one hole before you let go of it completely. Make sure you're a few threads in, so that way there's no chance of this thing falling off and hitting your toes. So now let's go ahead and put the rest of the bolts in and torque them down to, I don't know how much we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna torque them down the right spec. Oh yeah, that's
the bottom of my car looks a lot cooler.
You gotta take a picture of that.
Yeah.
I didn't see that it was another. Especially like my trans.
Especially compared to post truck.
Don't talk about that right now.
She stable? Yep. I got it.
Make sure you guys got your bell housing bolts.
Yeah, they're right there.
Also make sure your dowels are all good.
Transmission's inside of the car, believe it or not.
Okay.
We're putting on all the bell housing bolts and the starter bolts right now, and then we're gonna put the trans cross member on. We're gonna connect all the wires, then put the trans cross member on, and then bleed the slave and do all that fancy stuff here in a sec. Whoa. What in the world? What? That feels fast, son. We went ahead and got a whole lot of stuff done. We put the drive shaft back in, tightened those bolts up, put the heat shield back in, tightened those, other heat shield, center support, transmission mount, all these wires, everything in here. So we should be good. Also zip tied and bolted this back up because it was hanging. Now we're about to put the exhaust back in, get it off the lift, and bleed the clutch, which is right here. And then after we bleed the clutch, we'll be good. All right, so we have Caleb's car up here. We are trying to start it. It won't start. We think that there's some wires in the center console that might possibly be disconnected. Maybe. It still won't start. Let's get a code reader on it. Gavin's way down there trying to put a fuse inside to bypass the clutch safety switch. Currently the car won't start and we're trying to figure out why it won't do that, so. Daniel.
No, we didn't try pressing the clutch before we did
I
this.
see you sitting
We sure have
with
it.
both feet out the car. I know that.
What do you think we were
He's
doing
just
other
like,
than
man.
that? We bypassed the
I know, but I'm saying, have you tried pushing the clutch again?
Let's push the clutch again.
The clutch is already down. The clutch is down on the floor, Darnell.
His name's Darnell now. All right, guys, so we ended up clocking the flywheel wrong. It's a long process, but we got the transmission back out of the car after we put everything back together. We're gonna pull all this back off, clock the flywheel differently, because on these cars, you can put it one of 6 ways, but the crank sensor is off of the flywheel, or some sort of sensor. This sensor right here, actually, is running off the flywheel, and if the flywheel is clocked differently, which most cars, you can only put it on one way, but this car, you can put it on one of 6 different ways, which you'll be able to see whenever this is off. And I think we ended up putting it on wrong, so we're gonna go ahead and retry and attempt again. All right, guys, so we have that off. This is the issue that we ran into. This pin right here is supposed to line up with the flywheel. However, with the aftermarket flywheel we put on, just for reference, I went ahead and marked top and bottom what we had set up. But on the back side, the front side, there isn't anything. The stock flywheel there is, but on the back side of this aftermarket flywheel, you can see that we were 1 position off. We were right here when we should have been right here. We were literally 1 hole off, but it's a centered flywheel bolt pattern, so that way you can align it 6 different ways if you wanted to. It's not one way in specific, only one way. So you can put it on one of 6 different ways, and if you put it on wrong, it clocks this sensor, because if you look right here, these little teeth. These little teeth right here are for the sensor and the crank sensor. That's right here. And that reads the flywheel, and I'll be able to show you a little bit better when the flywheel is actually in. But now I know that the flywheel was off by just 1 click. We're gonna go ahead and put it back once, see if we can have some better luck getting this thing to go. All right, guys, so now we have the new pressure plate, clutch, everything in. Gavin's singing to some Machine Gun Kelly. We have the new flywheel clocked the correct way so that sensor can read those fins the right way. And if you can look in there now, oh, you can see these little fins are now in there behind that, and that sensor right there. So now you can see exactly how that works, and those are lined up correctly, so the car will be getting spark at the right time. I don't know if that'll fix the problem with the clutch, but it might fix the problem with timing once the car actually gets started. Hopefully it will start afterwards, but we're gonna see how it is. We're at least making sure that everything's on right, everything's torqued down. Might as well take it all out and check everything and make sure it's correct, and then we can trace our problems after that. I feel like I'm about to launch the biggest rocket. Y'all don't want to deal with World War III. We got rockets the size of transmissions. Ow. All right, let's go ahead and start this thing.
Come up and boom somehow now see what they're looking up to. What do y'all say?
Give it a shot, see if it don't do nothing.
No. Whack.
All right, let's bleed the clutch.
Hang on.
Still nothing? It's at 11.8 volts, which still isn't starting. Just found this new fuse box that we didn't know that existed behind the battery, and there's a starter relay or a starter fuse in there and a whole lot of other fuses that'll help us diagnose what's going on. So we're going to go ahead and pull the fuse for the starter because that's what we think isn't activating. So we're gonna see, hopefully that is blown.
We
have jumper cables all the way to the truck's battery that Doug wired in. That battery should be able to start his car.
hit it.
Ready?
Hit it. Hit it.
Damn it!
Not a battery. So, not a battery related issue.
Oof. That was a lot of work to find that out. I just went ahead and fixed all this stuff back up. Now it looks back like stock condition, but we got a battery on there now. So we're gonna go ahead and test and see if maybe a full battery can fix our problems.
I don't know what to do anymore, dude.
At this point, Caleb was kind of over the car. He didn't really want to deal with it because it really was just giving us problems the entire time, and he really hadn't even had the thing. He hadn't been able to drive it in months. So we were trying to get it going because he doesn't have another car that runs, and he paid a lot of money for it, and it just wasn't working. He literally needed to buy a brand new transmission for it because the other one locked up. With that being said, he had to do work, which is music, so him and Gavin were doing work in the office next door while me, Daniel, and Rob were working on the car. And while Daniel got into the car, he's a Z guy, he's an Infinity guy, and he ended up finding the starter wire, which wasn't plugged up. Well, we found the problem. There was some wires not connected. We had the starter wire not connected for some reason. Hopefully this thing turns on.
Yeah, I just found the issue.
Well, at least we took out the transmission twice.
Yeah, so now you double check that it's put in correctly.
That is for sure.
Let's let it down and just start the car.
Let's just do it. Turn that bitch on.
Oh, yeah, it's staying in neutral.
Zorby. Zorby.
Oh, thank you, man.
Turn this thing on. They're doing music next door.
Here we go.
That's your car! Yeah! Caleb, that's your car!
Let's go!
Yeah! Let's go! Yeah! Oh, Caleb fell! His wallet! Caleb, your wallet!
It wasn't plugged in! The starter wasn't plugged in! Doug, I'm off the starter.
Yes!
I told y'all to check the starter, bro!
Dude, Caleb's pissed off too because he knows, because Doug told us so specifically that he didn't, but he did.
Bro, I said y'all.
What? Oh,
Oh my god!
we love you, Doug, but it was just a miscommunication.
Thank you guys. The clutch has split line. Bro, what?
Yes.
Thank you. Damn! Wait. Can we just appreciate it? Like, oh.
I'm so happy right now. Thank y'all.
You're welcome, dog.
You predicted it. You said we were gonna drive this bitch.
Trace and Mello were in there. That's not, it's just a 6. That's Trace right now. So Trace and Mello were doing music. See, I told you.
I told you.
You got a
I
car.
knew it was gonna happen.
We're gonna bleed your clutch, and you're going to be driving, son.
I'm so happy.
Oh my goodness.
I can actually start taking it off.
Oh.
After all that time. Ooh! So now we gotta get in, turn it on, see if it moves. We just bled the slave or the hydraulic throw out in this car. It should be able to do good. We got clutch pressure now, so we can go ahead and see if we can't turn this thing on and actually have it move under its own power. Yo! Caleb's car is moving!
Yo, this bitch moves, son!
Caleb is so happy, man. It's been such a long time. He had to buy a brand new transmission, flywheel, clutch, pressure plate, battery. Oh my goodness. Hey, make sure it goes forward. Yo! Make sure you can put it in all your gears with the clutch in. Is it hard at all?
Smooth as butter, bro.
Oh, it's moving so smooth, son. He's driving his car right now, son.
New transmission before, but oh my god, this shit's fucking beautiful.
Is it butter?
Oh, it really is, bro.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you, dude. It's been such a long time coming.
Bro, look.
Just idle this bitch in first, bro. Shift this bitch into first.
What? Oh, dude, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you so much, dude. For real.
You're freaking welcome. We got the hugs in there. Fixing up the roommate's car. So now Caleb's little NA GTR project can advance to step 2.
Yeah.
Which is actually drive.
Yeah.
Instead of fix the dang thing, we're actually driving it, man. That's awesome. We're gonna go ahead and pull Gavin's GT500 back in because he was letting us use the shop and he just left recently. So we're gonna go ahead, pack the shop up, close it up for the night. GT500's back in. Shop is locked up. Time to go home. Caleb's gonna take his car on a maiden voyage, man.
It is 4:30 a.m.
Well, that's what happens whenever you're getting work done.
Right.
Oof! Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna go and hop in the Focus and we gonna whip on home. Focus, 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 focus. Needs motor mounts bad. It's shaking real bad, but we'll see that in a future video. Dank. I would have recorded Caleb's car going down the road, but the camera just died, and at that point I was like, my phone broke and I got a Samsung phone. Then I got my phone fixed, and now this is what we're dealing with. It's goofed. All right, guys, so Scoot has successfully completed its first mission. Mello thought it would be a good idea. Thought it would be a good idea to get some wheels for his car now that it actually moves. So we got some American Muscle Mustang wheels.
Yep.
And we're gonna slap them on the front of his car and hopefully they fit. And then we're gonna do curb rash deletes off of the new wheels.
Yeah,
I'm really happy that the Hoopty, like, it got a set of wheels, son.
I feel like those are just gonna look so much better than these.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Almost all the rust is gone.
All the rust is off his brakes. Man, that's one thing. Whenever you don't drive a vehicle for a long time, your brake rotors get a lot of rust on them because it's just bare metal. And usually you don't see it because you drive around all the time, but whenever you don't drive, the rust builds there first because it's the most bare metal and it turns your brakes all rusty. So he was just wanting to get his rust off his brakes.
Yeah, because they look ugly.
Stock guy off there. Time for new tires and time to get some curb rash on these guys. All right, we need them lug nuts. Caleb, you're clearing them babies.
For real?
Oh yeah, dude.
It's all the way down?
Yeah.
Ha!
You're clearing them things.
Ha!
Yeah. Come on, water.
Yeah, definitely.
You may rub.
Yeah, we're gonna do something about those center caps.
Still American muscle wheels.
Shh. Muscle and imports need to just hang out together, all right? All right? Yeah, does it count if I have a muscle car and an import?
Yeah, I don't know. To end off this video, I wanted to show you what this car looks like, and man, it looks so much better now that it's got these wheels on it. When it rolls, it looks so good. This car just looks so much different. It's actually amazing just to see what of a difference that this car made. That is crazy. And by the way, check out the hoopty chilling in the back. Y'all get ready for more videos on this thing because next video we're gonna work on this more. We're gonna work on a lot of different things. And also the truck right here, we're gonna get that going in the next video as well. So y'all have that to look forward to. Thank you for watching. Have a great one and remember to send it. Be great.